Okay, so we have the larger launch pad, we have the tracking station upgraded. So you have 800 ton limit on this, and a huge 42.4 meter diameter limit, which is ridiculous. But that includes boosters as well. So might sound quite a lot, but it perhaps isn't. Tracking station, yep. Mission control upgraded. Everything else is still the basics, but don't need anything else just yet. So we still have stability early pros, which there's a lot of parts in there which are useful, but the main part I want is the solar panel. And that's 140, well, nearly 140 days away. Okay, so take a look in the VAB, see what parts I actually have. Put something together. If I need any extra parts, I'll need to visit the R&D section. See if I've got any parts in the sort of nodes I've already unlocked. Okay, let's go into the VAB. This is the start of Orbital. So this will be the beginning of the attempts to get to orbit. Previous mission, a number of missions before that I've actually flown, I've seen how much energy I can put laterally into trying to sort of achieve orbit, see what sort of tech I actually need to get to orbit, and also sort of try and work out some sort of trajectory and techniques for getting to orbit as well. So going to the VAB. And let's see if we can get to orbit. Okay, so first things first. Don't know what that says, 3 days, 1 hour, 5 minutes and 58 seconds. Because there's nothing actually here. Look at that. But, so we have the 20-inch X-ray detector, and that's quite light. That is 10 kilos. As I said at the beginning of this playlist, I'm not going to do strictly historical reenactments, but I want something a bit more than 10 kilos. But saying that, see how much electric charge. Yeah, 2851.2. That's a lot of electric charge, and that only weighs 10 kilos. So no, I'm not doing that. And I'm not using any of these set parts either. I mean, there's Sputnik. 83 kilos, 1,895 charge. Cost is only 10. It's got telemetry, it's got SAS. Electric charge, transmit efficiency 100%. It's a nice looking model as well. I mean, for what you for what you can actually. As you can see, if I flick around, it's a bit of a performance issue, and I'm putting down to these. I'll show you. High resolution reflection textures. I mean, it's nice to look at, but everything is reflective. Even inside these antenna attachments, these points where the antennas actually attach, if you look inside here, you've actually got reflection of the reflection of the reflection. I'm pretty sure that's what's causing the problem. Now, there's two ways to sort of go about trying to use something like this. I mean, obviously there's the first way, which is not use it, which is obviously not using it, or turning off reflective textures. Now, I like reflective textures when they're actually in space. The problem is with reflective textures is that for some reason it causes a glitch, especially with cloud layers, like the cloud textures once you're already in orbit. For some reason it causes a glitch. Now, I can't really explain what it is. I mean, it's almost like the shadows are flickering. It can cause a huge amount of other problems as well. So I'd rather just not use it. It's disappointing though, because it is such a nice looking little model. Same with the Vanguard again. But it's very, very small. It's incredibly small. But again, you've got reflective textures. It's nice. I mean, it's nice looking. Well, I'm not attacking the modeler. No way am I. Then you have the Vanguard. Again, reflective textures, high resolution textures as well. There's no way of really turning them down. I think this one, when you actually activate it, yeah. There we are. Nice, but unfortunately I'm not doing reenactments, which is why I wanted the janitor's closet to work properly, but for some reason it doesn't seem to want to work anymore, so I've actually taken it out. As you can see, there's none of the janitor's closet's icons actually disappeared now. Yet for some reason that is still filling up my... Weird. Never mind. So I want to use Sputnik PS-1. It's got plenty of electric charge. Exactly this, but actually slightly more, if I remember rightly. Yep, it's got about 1,000 electric charge extra. That's 2851. That's 1895. It's almost 1,000 extra charge. Make sure it should be off. Shroud enabled. Okay, but with this one I have to add my own antennas. See, right now I think it's got... uses 1 watt. So if I have 10 watt hours worth of charge, that will keep that going for 10 hours. But it needs 1 watt. I think it's 1 watt per second. So that's the electric charge rate itself. But we have to work all that out, just like you have to do in real life. So we'll see how long 2851.2 actually lasts. It's actually 1 point per second, I believe. So that's 1 watt. So that would take that 1 per second. So that's 2051.2 seconds. I'm going to assume that for now. So 150 meters, blah blah blah, 3 kilometers. Yep, so that's nowhere near. This part alone only allows, right, so it's only a science core. But I'm going to need extra control anyway. So that's nothing new. Okay, so communications. So we have the Sputnik PS1 antenna. And we need 4 of those. I'm going to just place them exactly the same way. Alright, he's turning the music off again. I'm going to leave it at that. But if Dangit kicks in, we could lose all the electric charge on this. But that can't be helped, unfortunately. If that happens, then it's a disaster, at which point it's a failure, at which point I have to do it again. So I don't really want to do, but there we go. So I'm going to call this one OX-1 again, because it's orbital experiments. I've deleted the other model off. At least I hope I have. Yes, I have. That's fine. This is going to take, by itself, is 3 days, 3 hours, 39 minutes and 28 seconds. So 3 days, 3 hours. So just over 3 days. So that's just by itself. Why has that gone down to 1? Down to 3. When I put 4. That's weird. Right. So But I need to know what I need to actually put this into orbit. And obviously I need a shroud of fairing around it. Juno 1 nose cone fairing instrument section. That's nice. So, I need... It's already got its own built-in decoupler, as you can see down there. So I need a fairing. Airstream protective shell. Ah, yeah, of course, I also need the... Looks a bit weird. Looks very weird, actually. Do I need a structure inside? You don't strictly need to, but I suppose to make it look right, you should do. So, get another one. Is that about right? Yeah, I would think so. I think the part count goes up. But we've got no limit on parts as far as that's concerned, but I'm thinking about things. That's weird. It's where the interstage node disappeared to. Did I turn those off? Oh yeah, there we go. Don't remember turning them off. Weird. So we'll sort that out. So this is the package. And you can see the way the antennas are going to cause a problem. It could cause a big problem for the fairing I'm talking about. As you can see the actual outline of the blue lines. So I'm going to have to manually shape this. So I'm not going to do extra radius. Or should I? Yeah, that might be easier. Don't want too much extra. Just want it to cover that this antenna end. Just so this blue line doesn't interfere with it. So we'll pop a fairing on. If the game actually allowed me. What do you want? Long march? No. Delta fairing. Cone egg fairing. Proton 2 tiered. So that's the 2 tiered fairing roll. As it goes into like 2 separate sort of shapes and it sort of blends into it. Soyuz fairing roll. No. We use a procedure. We use a generic. Atlas. Makeshift procedural. See, strictly speaking, the Semyorka didn't actually use a fairing as such. It used like, well, obviously it was a fairing, but it used a triangular section on top here, which I don't have access to because I can't use Radionic's Soviet rockets. I don't think I explained that at the beginning. But it's ridiculously priced bits of hardware that doesn't. It's not been set up properly from RP0. And they cost a huge amount of extra. I mean, you're talking a couple of thousand, be 3,000 or 4,000. This was like 30, 40, 50,000 to put one of these Semyorkas together. So it's disappointing that I couldn't do it. But like I said, I'm not doing strictly historical reenactments anywhere. So there's no point in having something like that. Pill fairing. Conic gamma. Just fit one of these just for now, see what it looks like. Yeah, it is sort of partially transparent, opaque. Here's attachment, next texture. So that's what they actually look like on the pad. That's actually clear. Just, but it is clear. So that's good. I've only got 2 parts. I'll leave that as it is. Just for now, just so I can click on this. Because this is the root part. So you need to be able to. So that's got its own decoupler as well. See, sometimes these the fairing bases don't have decouplers included. So you have to make absolutely certain. That could just be decoupling the fairings as well. I don't think this one actually has. Which one actually used? No. FF1's, oh, of course it is. That thing gets in your way. Right, so maximum node's 8. Attach side frames will be blah 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 blah. Remember to add a decoupler if you need one. So it usually tells you in the description if you actually need a decoupler. So you need a decoupler with this. So that section there is just for the fairings. Sometimes the fairings don't have their own decouplers, which is a bit weird. That is for decoupling the fairings, and yet somehow when you click on that, it highlights the fairing as well, the base of the fairing as well. So I'm going to do, not much point really doing this just yet. I'm going to move that down to there and that to there. Because I'm not convinced. I think this is going to decouple the this here, which I don't really want it to do, do I? No, of course I don't. So I'll leave it as it is. Yes, did you just do that for? No idea. Right. So, I don't know how many stages I'm going to do this in. I'm going to try and do it with a single stage, with boosters. Although I may actually, thank you. Let's look for an engine. I'm not going to do a classic sort of semi-orca style with the boosters on the side. I'm going to try a vertical stack instead. I found vertical stacks safer than having boosters. Boosters are good if you actually need them. But if you don't need them, there's no point taking the risk, because they can sort of glide back into the launcher, the core booster itself, and destroy the launcher when it comes to decoupling them once they're spent. So I've never understood why they take the risk of doing it. I can understand wanting to do a vertical stack because you need to lose the weight of spent stages, which is pretty obvious. But it seems to be a little bit dangerous when it comes to actually decoupling them. Like I said, I mean, sometimes you just need to use them, but if you don't need them strictly, then I'd rather not take the risk. So LR87 boost, is the booster, is this the actual booster itself, or is this, it's LR87. Yeah, so this is the booster. We're only LR105. That's a sustainer for the Atlas. So that goes on the core stage. 352.2 kilonewtons. This is just, I don't think this will actually get the thing off the ground. So I'm going to use a hybrid of our own history and a completely different alternate history as well. So I'm going to use the Semi-Orca's main boosters. Its main booster. I mean, it's that's a nice one. So this is the core for the R7 Semi-Orca. This is the actual booster that took Luna, but Sputnik, Luna, Voshkod, as it says in the description. Obviously, uprated versions of these engines. They're not exactly the same engine. Yeah, I didn't really want to sort of use boosters, but I'm going to see what happens when I use this. So I use the background's a different colour. Attachment on. Shroud disabled. I don't want the shroud. Let's take a look. They've got nothing at all as far as upgrades. So it's 241 at sea level and 380 in a vacuum. That is pretty damn good. But this will need boosters to get the weight off the ground. Do one of that of two ways. Laterally attached, or I can include them in the actual booster itself, the same as I believe the Titan ICBM, which is then modified for space launches as well. Alright, utilise. It's not pressure fed, so I'll do it as fuselage. It's not pressure fed, so I don't need to do that. So, smooth cone. Sort the top out first. Yeah, I never understood why sometimes the fairing bases aren't exactly. So that looks like it's about 12.5. So I'm going to sort the bottom so it matches the motor for now, but it will need to go wider. Just pop the fuel in. So burn time on this motor is 5 minutes and 40 seconds. And it's producing 118.3 kilonewtons of thrust, almost 1,000 kilonewtons. We're not far off. Less than 100 kilonewtons off 1,000. Attachment on. Right. So how big we need to make this for 5 minutes? 5 minutes. Crikey. 7,152.5 already. I'm only a minute in. Good grief. Damn. Yeah, but we're 4.44. So it'll be well under 1 for 1, exactly as it's supposed to be. So I need to make this wider at the bottom because they need to be shielded. Those verniers, which are here. See, the engine itself doesn't gimbal. There's no vectoring of thrust. It actually relies on these, which move. Vernier thrusters. So I've got kerosene, liquid oxygen, HTP. So HTP is its sort of reactant ingredient. It's only 2 minutes. It's actually pretty good looking actually. It's not bad. How tall are we? Exactly what I said, 43 tons already. And we're not even halfway through the 5 minutes and 40 seconds. We might actually need 5, but good grief. 8,450 meters per second. But don't forget, we have to get out of the Earth's atmosphere. And we have to push laterally as well. So that's 15 meters. I don't actually remember what the actual dimensions of the Semyorka was. Well, technically it still is. It's basically the same launch that are still used now. Because it's just so damn reliable. I think 347. We could almost, I mean, if we had the perfect trajectory, we could probably get to orbit with this right now. But 1.25 meters, 1.25 thrust to weight ratio. What is it on the pad? 0.98, so it couldn't get off the pad. What a shame. Also, I need to finish this off as well. I need to put some sort of bit of covering on the bottom there. But that can wait. Aesthetics. That's as close as I can get to the actual triangular section on the top for the fairing as well. Don't think I can get anything else even closer. So once about 3 kilometers, it comes to starts to increase. Oh, but I'm going to go by what it says here, as opposed to what it says there. So if I achieve what I need to achieve in delta V on the atmospheric sort of calculations, then I'm definitely able to make orbit. So I'm going to keep going. I don't know if that's going to be clear for the boosters. I know I said at the beginning I didn't want to sort of use boosters on the side, but this engine is just so damn capable. It's a shame not to use it. So I'm going to keep. I'm going to say about. Well, 4 minutes 16 seconds now. So would that be clear? Would that be okay? I think it probably would be okay, but I'm going to have to see. So I'm going to. Where's the? Oh, there we go. There's a boost. You can tell the difference because these don't have vernier thrusters all around. So that actually see. Yeah. So that is actually. Nope. No, I'll take this way. There we go. So that's that side. I'm just checking to make sure the vernier thrusters don't actually interfere with the actual booster. That looks okay. I don't think I can use the actual. I don't think I can use those. Don't think I can. If you notice, it's something I would prefer to have. When it comes to procedural tanks, I'd like to be able to design a tank with an offset nose point. So the nose cone section will be offset over here. So I don't need to do anything with the actual engine attached to the bottom here. Because if you notice, it's off horizontal. Which is have to sort of rotate the motor around, which doesn't make it look a bit weird. But it's no other way of doing it. Because procedural tanks don't let you actually have an offset nose point or nose cone. Which is unfortunate. But I think that should about do it. Just extend it a little bit more. I think I want to make it a little bit wider, just to make sure. I don't think I can. Nope, that's the limit for this tank. Yeah. Let's go an extra meter. too far. How much exactly? Five minutes 40 seconds. No. I don't think we actually need 5 minutes and 40 seconds, to be honest. But okay, so that's exactly 5 minutes and 40 seconds. It says Soyuz green there, but I believe the Semyonov was actually plain white. I don't know, white side. I don't know what that's supposed to be, to be honest, but never mind. So I'm going to go with something like that. Right. So I want to do exactly the same thing again, only in a slightly smaller scale for each of the 4 boosters. Obviously I don't need to do 4 of them, I just need to do 1, attach it and then do that 1 to 4. We'll attach them in symmetry. Right, but I think that's about it. It's 0.66. Just check this. It's got to be at 1:1 at some point though. And it's not, it's at 0.84. So that is actually weighing more than it actually should. And that is probably down to the fairing. Well, the fact when you got a single stage. But I'm going to try it as it is. 0.84 isn't too bad because it will have already used a lot of its own fuel. So I have to check it properly. Let's say use about 1/3 of its fuel before those boosters are separated. There we go, so 1.28. So that should be okay. Leave it about 1/3. Say 25%. So that's not quite where it would actually be. Yeah, so already at 6.7 kilometers, it's already producing enough thrust compared to its weight, because obviously the tank will be partially empty. You just want to knock that down slightly. Reduce it down from the top. And it's 1.1, 1.01. Get a little bit higher. 7. It starts to gain as it loses mass. So that should be okay. It should be fine. So I'll fill the tank back up. But I'll empty the tank for now. And I'll get on with the boosters. Okay, so it's going to take a while. So I'm going to put the boosters together. I'll bring you all back in and show you, then I'll attach the boosters. Okay, so could be several 20-30 minutes to get this right, and then I'll bring you all back in.